Well, good morning, everybody. This is Capri in Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. Here to show you what I farmed while leveling my Lancer a little bit, just to make some quick cash. I spent half an hour out here in Lower La Noscea, just south of Moroby Drydocks, at position 2327, all the way down to position 1735. You will find a bunch of Megalocrabs. These Megalocrabs are levels 13 and 11, so you can start farming these comfortably at level 9. You can also farm the lightning sprites you see around here for shards. I grinded the southern groups the most because those were level 13s and I was still getting experience. And after about 30 minutes, I got 2 high quality and 27 normal quality Megalocrab Legs. Megalocrab Legs are very valuable in the fact that they make crab oil with alchemists, and they're in quite a few culinarian recipes that are worth pretty good. There are other places to farm Megalocrab Legs, but this is the one that I found that was the lowest and more applicable, I guess the word is, to my character's level. Alright, then after that, I spent 30 minutes down in Eastern Thanalan, right outside of Camp Drybone. And you can find Aldgoats. Aldgoats are levels 16 and 18. I farmed the 18s ones because I was getting a better experience bonus. But you can start farming them comfortably at level 13. These drop Aldgoat chucks, which usually aren't worth much, but they're worth having, I guess. They also drop Aldgoat skins and Aldgoat horns, and these are very valuable. The horns especially, because they are used in a recipe to make glue, horn glue. So I grinded for 30 minutes, and I got two high quality and 25 normal quality Aldgoat chucks, 7 high quality and 70 normal quality Aldgoat skins, 3 high quality and 35 normal quality Aldgoat horns. And then for what I consider the most important part of guild making, and that is listing. And I completely messed it up in this video. I am so sorry. I was actually zoned out thinking about work, which I was supposed to be getting ready for. So I messed up one of my biggest rules of splitting your stack sizes so that people have the amounts that they want. And so it showed a couple days later when, my Aldgoat skins didn't sell. Anyways, during my listing, this is a great example of how to flip. This is just a casual flipping for me, but I noticed that Megalocrab Legs were extremely cheap. They should be in the 200 for normal quality and 400 for high quality. So I picked up all the really cheap ones, and I flipped them. But yeah, this is one of my tricks when I flip, is when I'm listing something that I know will sell, and I have an idea of what it should, be worth. I compare it to other people's prices, and if they're too cheap, I buy the cheap ones up after I get done listing, and I list those for the increased prices. A lot of people consider flipping as a tactic for relying on people's mistakes, or it's just non-ethical or something like that. I see it completely different. I see it as preserving the market values. There are many ways to flip, several different methods and stuff like that. The very first example that I showed you guys was in my dye video. And that was an example of flipping items from vendors. In this example, I'm just doing a casual flip and just, whatever I have anyways, I'm going to make it worth more. There's also flipping with crafting. Like on my main, I made ratatouille because the materials all combined, including the shards, they were only worth about 400 gil. And I was able to sell even the normal qualities for 3,000. And so I made a lot of money with ratatouille, and that was an example of flipping with crafting, making cheap materials more expensive. There is also the flipping method of basically camping the market board as much as you can, purchasing up anything that's cheap that should be worth more and reselling it, and making a profit off of it. This method, when perfected, is amazing when it comes to guild making, but I'm not very good at it. I don't like to sit around and do nothing, Alright, let's talk about the exact numbers that I made when I flipped my Megalocrab Legs. I'll put everything down in the description below, but I basically bought 10 Megalocrab Legs for 298 gil, and 2 high quality legs for 106 gil. I relisted the normal qualities for 300 gil price per unit, which, the math says I would have made 2,702 gil profit. And I relisted my high qualities for 499 gil per unit. And, math says that that'll be 892 gil profit. So total, the math says I should have 3,594 gil profit, total. Grr, math. Anyways, so here it's a couple days later. This morning, I go through and look at my what I sold and everything, and this is when I had my facepalm moment of I didn't sell my leathers in the proper stack sizes. So those were pretty much the only things I didn't sell. So this morning I fixed it, but I cannot count it towards the amounts that I made. So it would have been much more if I actually listed right, but you guys won't be too mad at me, right? Alright, so let's talk about how much I made. From my megalo flip, I looted 3,799 gil. Minus the 404 that I invested, that gave me 3,395 gil profit. And then from the amount that I farmed, I looted 17,922 gil. So my totals for the week are, after the 404, stuff that I subtract for my investment, I looted 21,317 gil. So that was about an hour and 15 minutes worth, and I think I did pretty good. And it would have been more if I did the leathers correctly. Whoopsie. Alright, I would like to thank you all for watching my video, and come back when I upload my next video. And I'm so sorry that I've been taking my time with it. Been so busy over here. It's crazy. So thank you all. I am so happy to have 54 subscribers today, and I almost have 4,000 views. So this should tip me over the edge of having a total of 4,000 views. So thank you all.